Hello everybody and welcome to this new video on Tinkercad, and in this video we are going to see how to work with the animations. So it is in Tinkercad we have the possibility to generate animation, and we are going to see how to work with this. You can subscribe to this YouTube channel if you like the content. First link on the description, the complete course Tinkercad is available. So if you want to learn this software starting from scratch with the course structure, it will be on the first link on the description. You will see model session of the course. It is a complete course, a lot of hours of training content to perfectly master Tinkercad for 3D modeling. The second link on the description, it is a website dealing with this YouTube channels. You can discover software in these YouTube channels, have basics of this software. And the second link on the description, it is like online school, so it means you can pick a course and learn any graphic software. So the first thing that I'm going to do, it is to go on this area and we will create a cylinder. So I will add a cylinder and I will place the cylinder just here. So after to place this cylinder, we will define the number of sides. So I will increase the number of sides to the maximums, and we can define colors. I will switch maybe with a green color, and I will just increase the size like around 80, just like that. So after to do this type of work, I will add the sphere. So I will select the sphere. I will place the sphere here. I will maybe scale a little bit this sphere on this axis. And I will go in the front view. We'll move a little bit the sphere around this area. We can switch this view. And for the orthographic view, and I will place the sphere around, maybe around here. After to do this type of work, maybe I will move a little bit more the sphere on the left. Something that I will do also, it is to create a cube. So I will add a cube. I will place a cube just here. And this cube I will resize. So I will resize on this area with maybe a value of 120, just like that. So I will place a cube here, 120. I will scale a little bit on this direction, like maybe 40. And I will duplicate this cube. So I will click here and I will duplicate the cube. I will move the cube here. I will scale a little bit on these directions. I will scale at 36. And here I will scale at 32. We will switch for another color, like the blue color first. And I will duplicate again. I will click on duplicate. So I will click again on this one. And I will place this one just here. So after that, I will reduce a little bit. This I will place on the left. So it means we'll select the top view. And we will move this cube. I can press Shift to stay on the same axis. And this one I will switch for all. And after to switch for all, I can extend a little bit on this direction and these directions. And if I select the front view, I will dragging and moving this element at a space of 4 on this area. And now we can create a Boolean operation of subtraction using the union group. So I can select this cube with the all and this red cube, and we can generate a group, union groups, and thanks to that we can create something like this. And I will click on this element, select the front view, and we will move a little bit around maybe this area. So this is how we can start. When we go on the right here, we can switch to this mode. This is the Sim Lab mode. The Sim Lab mode will allow you to generate simulation, so it means to generate an animation. So to enter in the simulation mode, we just need to click here. And after to click here, we can find our element and you can see a ground on this area. The first things to understand is you can set the parameters here. This is a parameter of the ground. And by default, you have a gravity at 1. So here I was moving the gravity. So because you have a gravity, concretely, if you just play the animation, to play the animation, you can go on this area and automatically, as you can see, these elements are going to move. But you can also, when you want to edit the parameter again, you need to click on the Reset Scene first. And when you click on the element, you can switch this element to static. So if I click to static here and I play the animation, it's not going to move because now this element is static. So this is also something to understand. I will reset the parameters and I will click here to make dynamic again. So here you can switch static to make dynamic. Um, the element will change depending also of the material. So for example, if I change this sphere, I go on the right and I can switch for another material. This is a plastic material. So for the plastic material, we have friction, restitution, density, mass, and volume. So concretely, if you just change and you select something like maybe ice, the friction won't be the same on this area. So you can also change the materials value. So I can reset the parameter, click on the sphere, and on this area, we can just change the physical materials. Now, something interesting also is you have different connectors. So the connectors will allow you to make something more specific. The first one is this one. So the axis connectors, I will place the axis connectors on the top of the cylinder, and I will click on this one and shift, and I will just center the connector with left click here and left click here. We have another one. This is a slider connector, and I will place the slider connector on this area. And it is same, I will click on the slider connector and the red cube, and I will go on this area, align, and I will click on center and center as well. We have another connector. This is a pivot connector. I will place the pivot connector maybe more around this area, just here. Oops, I think it's not extremely good. I will place my pivot connectors just around, yes, here. And I will select the cylinder as well. And for the alignment panels, I will just click on center here and center here. But I need to adjust again this one and this one, and I will go in the alignment and center again and center again. So this is some type of things that we can do. And the last possibility is the tracer connector. Here I'm going to show you after. So first things to do, if you want to link connectors, for example, this one is the axis connector, you can dragging and moving this handle, and I'm going to link to the sphere. And if I play the animation, now the sphere is not going to fall on the ground because we link to the connector. And if I select the connector here, you can define a motor type. In this case, we have 3 types of motor type. I will define the continuous motor type, and if I change the motor speed, you can see displays the preview of what will happen. So for example, I define this one, something like this. And now if I play the animation, because I created something like that, you can see the sphere turning around my axis connector. So in this case, around the cylinder, because I place this one on the cylinder, just like that. So this is something interesting that we can do. If you want to unlink, you just click here and you remove this, and I unlink this one. So now if I click here, the sphere is going to fall on the ground. The other type of connector is this one. It is a pivot connector. In the pivot connector, it is same. You can dragging and moving the handle. I will move, for example, here, and you can define a cone angle limit. So it means if I do something like this, the sphere is going to fall with a pivot, but with 30 degrees. So it means if I click on the pivot axis, so it means this one, I can increase maybe 90 degrees, and I can change a little bit the position, maybe here. And now if I just play the animation, as you can see, I will obtain this render, for example. And the element can fall also on the floor. He is going to move, and that's it. This is the type of thing. And as you can see, you can find the pivot here with 90 degrees. So this is another type of thing that we can do with these pivot connectors. We have also the slider connectors. Slider connector is located here. First, I'm going to click on the pivot connectors, and I'm going to unlink. The slider connector is located here, and it is the same. I can dragging and moving the handles on this cube, and as you can see, if I click here, nothing special will happen, for the simple reason that on these pivot connectors you need to define a lower limit, and the problem is the directions. So I can select a motor type one more times, like speed, just like that, but I need to change the direction of this one. So how to change the directions? I will click on my connector and I will switch the direction maybe on the right, just like that. So I can switch the connector here, and I can, yes, move a little bit this, and I can also dragging and yes, move the connector just on these directions. If I click on my connectors, we can also just change a little bit the position, and now I define this direction. So the blue area will be the direction. You can also move a little bit the connector or extend also on this direction, just like that. So now, depending of the lower limit and the upper limit and the motor speed, now you can find the direction will appear. So I can define, for example, a motor speed, and here I can define the lower limit maybe, and the upper limit. So it means I can increase the upper limit. And now what will happen if I just play the animation, as you can see, the element will arrive here, but it's not going to fit perfectly. So I will reset the parameters. I will select the right view. It's a little strange, I think, because my cube is little too big in this case. It's a little strange. So I will just go back in this mode. And I think the cube, the size of my cube is too big. It's a little strange in this case. Or maybe I created offset. So I will reduce a little bit, like 30 and 28. And normally it's going to fit. So if I just click here, let's just take a look. If I just play the animation, now it's going to be inside, just like this. And the last possibility is the tracer. So it means you have a tracer here, and you can place the tracer, maybe I'm going to place here. And the tracer is just something to create a line, just like this. So it means if I reset the parameter, I can click on this one, and I can dragging and moving here, and we can turn around again. You can find the tracer created a circle here. So this is how you can work with the SimLab. We are going to stop here for this video. If you like, subscribe to these YouTube channels. First link on the description, the complete course. Tinkercad is available if you want to learn this software. Starting from scratch with the course structure, it will be on the first link on the description. You will see models, session of the course, what you will be able to learn. A complete course, a lot of hours of training content to perfectly master Tinkercad for 3D modeling, but also for this type of animation, many hours of training content. First link on the description. In the second link on the description, this is a website linked with this YouTube channel. You can discover software, learn basics of this software in these YouTube channels. And second link on the description, it is like an online school, so it means you can pick a course and learn any graphic software. And for our next video on this channel, see you. Ciao, ciao.